So now that we have our down state set up to where we can't move, but we can still turn and stuff like that, I want to go ahead and start working on some additional logic, which is going to be switching to the starter pistol. So that means we're going to need to make use of our equipment component. So let's head over to that and kind of just take a look and think. So to begin, we do have our setup starting equipment. So let's go to that function and you can see we are utilizing the starting equipped actor class and definition, which we define right here. And the idea here is at some point or another, we're going to have to restrict how many firearms we can actually, have in our equipped actors array, basically. So we want to have two. So I do want this to be adjustable, but we want to just have two. And the idea here is we have the starting 1911, and then we have a separate 1911 that is dedicated to being the downed pistol. So what we want is to basically have a mimic of this that we can pre-set up so that way when we go down, we can simply call the set actor as equipped, pass in the downed pistol that we have, and everything else takes care of it. So it'll perform the unequip of whatever firearm we have and the equip of the downed pistol as we go into our downed state. So to begin, instead of duplicating this, I would kind of rather have this be wrapped into a structure. So that way, if we wanted to, we could have, an array of these to where we could have several different, we could start with, say, the 1911 and the STG, for example, or even more, potentially, depending on how we configure the equipment component. So to begin, let's go ahead and copy and make our use struct. So this will be a blueprint type, and we can call it the F. Let's do actor with, or let's call it a defined actor, and paste these in. So in our case, we want them to be edit defaults only, blueprint read only, all of that's fine. Let's just change it to actor class and actor definition. Or honestly, we can even just do class and definition, but it doesn't really matter, I think. And let's swap it out. So we can delete the definition and replace the starting equipped actor class with the F defined actor. So let's rename this one to starting equipped definition. Or yeah, let's just do starting equipped definition. I think that's sufficient. So we can from here check the actor class. So let's replace those with it. And then for the definition, we want to change to the actor definition. Like so. And that'll take care of it. So then once we get into the editor, we just have to make sure we, fill this information back in. But I do want another one. And this one's going to be the downed equip definition. And I'll add a comment. So equipment, let's call it basically the equipment to equip to upon being downed. And yeah, we'll use that. So we do want to go ahead and kind of do a slight refactor because we only want this to run server side and we have more than one. So here we want to break the if statement into two. So we first check if we are authority, then we check if we have a valid starting equipped definition actor class. So we can then copy this entire chunk, paste it again, and swap it to the downed equipped definition. And that'll handle that. And then instead of adding it to equipment and setting it as equipped, we basically just want to do more or less nothing, but we do need to do things like setting its owner, making it dormant, as well as making it hidden. So let's go to our add actor to equipment, where we basically have that kind of done for us right here. So let's copy and paste it in. Then we just change out actor with spawned actor. And lastly, set actor hidden in game to true. And that'll go ahead and hide it. So now that we have that, our starting pistol is there and ready, but we need to store it in a way that we can access it later. So back in our equipment component, we have our equipped actor and such. We can just copy this and let's paste it and change it from equipped actor to downed actor to equip and remove it from being replicated, as we don't need to actually replicate this because in our case, the server is going to be what performs the switch for us. So back in our equipment component, set downed actor to equip to equal despawned actor. And then let's just go ahead and replace these for the sake of cleanliness. Okay, so we have that. The last thing we need, at least that I can think of, is going to be a getter. So we have get equipped actor. Let's also go ahead and have a get downed actor to equip. And it'll return downed actor to equip. So that way we can call this from our ability. So we can get the equipped actor and then call set actor as equipped by passing it in. And that should, for the most part, handle the rest of the logic for us because it should perform the unequip and the equipping. So now we just need an ability to basically activate. So let's go to our gas, and in our abilities, we can simply make a new enrow class. And I don't want this one to be a what do you call it? A input gameplay ability. I just want a normal U gameplay ability because this one will not be fired from inputs. So let's call this gameplay ability underscore, let's do cycle to downed equipped. Or let's see. Is it remove actor? Where is it? Get downed actor to equip. So equip cycle to equip. Sorry, cycle to downed actor. And we'll just have to make sure we comment it because I'm really not sure of a good name for this, honestly. Okay, so first thing, public section and constructor and override the activate ability because we're mostly just going to be whipping this up so that we can test it. Okay, next up, we need to access the equipment component from the owning actor, and pretty much the logic that we're going to do is going to be inside of this cycle to next equipable. So we have our get equipment component. Let's go ahead and copy and paste it because we're going to be mimicking it. Make sure to forward declare. And we can copy the return as well. And we just need to include the given component. Then once we have that, we can go ahead and, well, if we can get the U equipment component from get equipment component. So if the equipment component is valid and the equipment component get downed actor to equip is valid, what we want to do is store the downed actor to equip. So a actor, or actually we don't need to do that yet, but we can grab the equipment component and set the actor as equipped. And the actor we want to set as equipped is going to be the get downed actor to equip. And for testing, I just want to end the ability so we can pass in the handle, actor info, activation info, false, and false. Then we want to set the instancing policy, like we've done on all the previous times, to equal e gameplay ability instancing policy instanced per actor. So what's going to happen is when we activate this ability, it is going to grab the actor, that we have as the downed actor that we defined, which is going to basically be another 1911, and set it as equipped. And that's it. So that's kind of all we want to do to make sure that it does work. So there's a couple more things we need to do, but those we're going to be doing in the editor for the sake of testing. So I will see you in a second. Okay, once we are back in the editor, we want to go ahead and go to our gameplay effects, specifically to the downed effect, and we also want to open up our pawn. So specifically, what I want to do is show you one of the other components that we can use with a gameplay effect, which is going to be the grant gameplay abilities. And then the ability info we want to grant, or the config rather, is going to be that cycle to downed actor. So let's compile save, go to our player pawn, and we'll make a new input for H. Now, when we press H, what we want to do is, this is more so to visualize, we want to get the ability system component, and we want to basically just grab all of our abilities. So get all abilities. We'll do a for each loop. And I want to print out the name of each. So here we want to get the ability from the handle. So get gameplay ability from spec handle. And we're just going to print it out. So play with 2 clients for testing. So over here on the server, that's right, we got to reconfigure the player pawn. Let's go to our equipment component really quick. And we have our starting and downed equipment. So we want the firearm for both classes and the 1911 for both definitions. So now we can press play. Everything's loaded. And when I press H, you can see we have 6 abilities: cycle to next equipable, interact, event listeners, fire, reload, and aim. So we have 6 in total. Now, once I go downed, so let me just debug it. So we are now in the down state. I cannot move. And then when I print them again, you can see we have 7. So we have the same ones as before, plus the cycle to downed actor. So when we are in the down state, this gameplay effect is giving us our new gameplay ability, essentially. At which point, once we remove this effect, it should go ahead and cancel and remove the ability if it is active for whatever reason. So in our case, the ability is gonna end pretty quickly. So it's not too big of a, not really a concern in my opinion to worry about. But what we want to do, now that we know that, is grab the ability system component, and we want to activate an ability by class, and we'll do the class as the cycle to downed actor. Okay, so I'll show debug and I'll press H. Okay, currently nothing is happening. Let's print out the result. Oh yeah, that's right, I need to be down first. So we're in a down state, press H, and you can see it just did a unequip. And when I press H again, it's basically going to kind of repeat it. So that is good there. So what I want to test is, are we switching to a different firearm? So here I have a magazine count of 3 right there. Let's go ahead and get downed and press H. And you can see we now have 7. So we are switching to the downed pistol. Likewise, do the same thing. Go ahead and current magazine capacity is 2. Go ahead and go down. Oh, that's right, we die. Keep forgetting that part. So as a client, so we're at 4. Go ahead and go down. I can't move. Press H. And we now have 7, indicating that we switched to our downed pistol. So that is, for the most part, set up how we want. And we can kind of farther see this by, if we view it, we have, firearm 0 in our hand. And we also have firearm 1 over here, which is just hidden. But it's basically in the world origin. So it's not actually attached to our player. And it won't be attached to our player until the player goes down. So if I were to say buy a BAR, and go ahead, go down, That's right, we die. But basically, it's just going to switch to the starting 1911 again. And for the most part, that is kind of what we want. So we just want to trigger that ability whenever we go down. Now, there's a few different ways we can kind of go about doing this, and that's through tags. So, for example, if we get the ability system component, we can try to activate abilities by tags. And if we make a tag container, we could, I don't know, give it any of these tags that we want, and any abilities that we have given to us that have this test tag can be simply activated. Likewise, this is also a way you can remove abilities. So, for example, you want to it's not get abilities, it's find all abilities with tags. We can do the same thing to find those same abilities that we had activated in order to basically just remove them or cancel them, end them, so on and so forth. So in our case, we don't really need to worry about the removing part, but we do need to worry about the actual activation, because once a player is revived, we need to remove that specific gameplay effect that we have over here, which means we're going to need some additional tags to kind of define this effect more or less. So that'll be the tags this gameplay effect has. And in our case, we want to add the tag of state.downed. So that way our ability system component can find any active effects. So let's find it here. So get active effects with all tags, get active effects for query. We can use that one and just make a query because they are quite helpful. And in our case, the query owned tag query, the query effect tag query, we want this one. We just want to check and make sure it does have a tag. So any tag match, downed, we can then see the result. So we can go through and remove any of the given tags that we have found, any of the given effects that we have found. And likewise, it's kind of the same thing that works with the, remove apply or remove active effects with granted tags, applied tags, source tags with tags, etc. So we can do the down this way, and it'll tell us, how many we removed. There's a bunch of ways we can go about handling this. But anyways, I wanted to again give that as a indicator as to what we're going to be wrapping up, hopefully, in the next video. So I will see you then. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.